Everybody, Zach again, newtotorah.com. I want to make a video today real quick. I just been surfing around the net. Today is the first day of the week, and I am busy packing, doing a lot of things around the house, getting things squared away for the new baby who's going to be arriving shortly. And I was watching the internet, and I see this all the time. Not all the time, but enough to make me concerned, and I just want people to know my position on things. I see a lot of attacking going on for people, from people who to other people who don't agree exactly on the same doctrine or exactly the same things. You know, I think we're known by, if we keep the commandments, if we walk after the Father's ways or not. And if we don't, there's a good indication, a good clue of whether or not you follow someone. Now, we know from Deuteronomy 13, basically the Deuteronomy 13 test, is if someone comes and he teaches and he ministers and he is a prophet or a sign, does signs and wonders, but he does not follow the commandments and does not do what is written, then you should turn away from that person. Cast them out from among you. They are to be stoned, actually, if they're in the land. See, here's the deal. Do they follow after the Father's ways? I link to a lot of different websites and YouTube channels from my website. I don't agree with in fact, everybody I think who's on there, with the exception of maybe 2 or 3, with the exception of almost everybody on my list that I link to on my blog, there's probably at least a number of things that I disagree with them on. I'm never going to agree with people 100%. There may be 2 or 3 people on that list that I don't even maybe we haven't picked over things well enough to find something to disagree on. But for the most part, I agree with almost everything that they talk about. But most of those people on there are a few things I don't agree with them on. It doesn't mean I don't link to them. It doesn't mean I break fellowship or talk bad about them or attack them. I may like to sharpen my iron with them. Listen, I heard somebody this weekend call someone a serpent and leading people astray because he believes that the conjunction is the only way and that the sliver of the moon is leading people astray. Listen, I'm a conjunction guy. I get it. I'm a conjunction guy. But I understand there are people out there who believe that sliver is the correct way to calculate the new month. I'm not going to attack you if you disagree with me, but this person is accusing them of them being the 5 virgins who don't have the oil. That's insane. Listen, the world out there who say they believe in God, the Christians who have no idea what the Moedim is, who have no idea what the festivals and feasts are, they're the ones who aren't going to have the oil because they're all waiting for the Messiah's return. Have you talked to a Christian lately? They're waiting for the Messiah's return. They're just not going to be ready when he shows up because they have no idea when that's going to happen because they don't know the times and the seasons. They're the virgins without the oil. If you're attacking your fellow commandment keepers for keeping a day different than you because they're off by a few hours. I mean, seriously? I mean, really? I have never met anybody. Yeah, I have. I guess I have met this guy here I'm talking about. I saw this weekend. He thinks he's got it all figured out, obviously. He's got it all figured out. He knows everything 100%. And anybody who debates him is going to hell. Anybody who debates him is going to that lake of fire. Anybody who has a different opinion than him is going to... I mean, come on, seriously? We were just in Kahal, and Kahal is Hebrew for fellowship this weekend, and people were talking about, how do we know? How are we going to judge our fellow man? I mean, yeah, if I see a brother who's sinning, I should probably call him out on that. That we're instructed to do that. But if I have a different opinion with a brother on how to keep a certain commandment or to do it a certain way, we start ripping out tares from the wheats. I mean, Yeshua said don't do that. Don't rip out the tares. Don't try to do that. Let him do that. That's his job to separate the wheats from the tares because we may end up pulling out a wheat with some of the tares. That's not your job. And if you feel qualified to do that, go ahead and do it. I'm staying out of it. I'm not judging someone because they have a different opinion than I do. If they're walking after the Father's ways, if they're keeping Torah, if they know Torah, if they have said, I'm going to follow the Torah with all my heart, that's Messiah. That's Messiah, because that's what Messiah came to do. That's what Yeshua came to do. He was the Torah, the Word made flesh. Torah is Yeshua. Yeshua is the Torah. If they're following one, they're following the other. They're the same. And so Yeshua says, the doctrine I preach is not my own. Well, whose doctrine is it? It's the Father's. So if I see someone walking after the Father's ways, I'm confident that person is trying his best. And I know them by their fruit. There's a lot of attacking going on, folks. We do not need to be attacking each other right now. We need to be getting ready, understanding that we all have a different opinion on a number of things. Our doctrines are not, none of us are 100% sure. And if you think you're 100% sure, oh man, go ahead. I guess, go ahead. Do what you got to do. You do what you got to do. But I know I'm not 100% sure. I'm learning just like hopefully you are. And I'm going to keep an open mind. I'm going to study my scriptures, and I'm going to spend a lot of time in prayer and let his wisdom be revealed to me in time that it needs to be revealed. I'm not going to judge my fellow commandment keepers when I see that they're absolutely trying to keep the commandments, and they're absolutely trying their best, and they have a testimony of the Father to do what he says to do. If they're keeping Torah, they're following Yeshua. Period. That's what they're doing. Anyway, some of you people know what I'm talking about because you saw that, and I see a lot of attacking out there. We don't need to be doing that in this hour. What we need to be doing is lifting each other up, encouraging each other, getting ready for the days that are coming ahead of us. We need to be encouraging these pastors out there to get their flocks ready for the hard days that are coming very, very soon. I'm talking like weeks from now it could be. I don't know. There's hard times coming, and we better get ready. We better start encouraging and uplifting the saints rather than tearing people down because they keep a sliver or they keep a conjunction or they do this or they do that. They have a different interpretation of when Passover is or what they do on Passover, or if they eat the bitter herbs and they don't eat an egg or they do eat an egg. And it's like, come on, seriously? Really? Do we have to fight about stuff like that? I mean, it's just crazy. You're wasting time. You're wasting time. Stop wasting time. Go home. Read your Bible. Thanks.